All right, so today I'm going to be talking about mental health issues and suicide that can be apparent in different college students' life. And the reason that I'm doing this is through the UNM Grand Challenge, through my communication public speaking class. Though I'm not going to be a part of the Grand Challenge itself, I still feel like suicide and mental health issues are an extremely important topic. Um, I've dealt with mental health issues in my life and in my family throughout my life, and I really feel that it's extremely important to talk about this topic and to bring light to it, as many different people are faced with it throughout their daily lives, especially within college. When it comes to college, many different students are faced with many different issues. This can cause an immense amount of stress, and this can involve adjusting to college life and many different issues that can come along the way that I'll discuss throughout my speech. Yeah. So the University of New Mexico, they fortunately see that this is an issue that is present among college students. They see that is an extremely serious issue, and they have a research group that is an interdisciplinary team that does work at UNM, and they have different locations on campus that are at UNM main campus, the Health Sciences Center, the UNM Valencia campus, and the state of New Mexico, and the local community itself, according to the website that is provided for the Grand Challenge. All right. So yeah, so the this group, what they also do is they make changes within the community. That includes meeting with stakeholders, developing and strengthening the Grand Challenge Research Group. Um, this also involves working on adjustments to fight the MH distress that is apparent, and suicide prevention strategies, and being involved with the community and building different awareness amongst the community, so that people realize that this is a real issue and that it should be talked about. All right, so there's many different issues that can be apparent in people's lives that could affect them on a daily basis. This can include things such as stress that can come from things such as academic pressures in school, financial burdens that can come from school or different life issues, social challenges that may be apparent in people's lives and in their social or work situations. It could depend on the situation. All right. So these issues are definitely apparent. It's apparent in people in general around the world, but it's definitely apparent in college students. As I said earlier, I personally have experienced these issues myself in my years of education, and I know that once all these issues are stacked on top of each other, it can be really stressful and it can be very draining, mentally, physically, like. Especially if you have to work or provide or be there for family, it can be a very stressful topic to deal with. Mm. I feel like it'd be very beneficial if the school or different organizations or maybe the government possibly could get involved to promote different things that could normalize talking about mental health issues, not to college students right out the gate, coming straight out of college, so that or even earlier than that, I'd say even potentially in the younger generation, as so that people can realize that health issues are real. As a lot of the times it could just be shoved under the rug, and people just think that mental health issues and suicide aren't real issues until it's too late, and they make brash decisions that are permanent, that could be avoided if they're just talked about and tried to avoid. I feel like it would make them feel a lot less blindsided. Also, like I'm not coming into college and just as I did it, I all of these different issues stacked on top of each other, and I wasn't expecting for most of it to happen. I will say, and it hit me a lot, and it caused a lot of growth, which is necessary. But I think it'd be beneficial to have kind of an understanding of what's going on with this. Um, so I also feel that it would be very beneficial to be aware of different signs that you could be aware of for suicide prevention, so that you could uh, be there for people that you care about, or different situations that you notice people maybe seem off or like they're going through something. So according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, uh, t- things like talking about depressing topics or death, or if people are talking about death or hurting themselves, or if they're talking about, or you notice that people are using drugs or alcohol or different substances uh, like profusely a lot more than they were before, or it's a new topic. It could be something you should look out for if you notice things such as people giving away prized possessions, aggression, fatigue can also be different things that could show that people are having mental health issues or potentially suicidal thoughts. Um, Other issues that people could show is through their moods. They could be displaying depression, anxiety, lack of interest in things in life that they usually cared for, irritability, shame, and other issues. According to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. All right. So with this issue being apparent among college students specifically for what I'm talking about, it is important to it's very important to get this topic out and to discuss it among college students, as it's important to eliminate the stigma that is constant currently, where they feel that mental health isn't a real issue and that it shouldn't be talked about. And I think we should work to spread this topic and make people realize that mental health issues are real and can be helped if they're talked about, or different tactics could be used. Um, Okay. So yeah, other than talking about it, different things that I think that you could do to help this issue, and could be things such as exercise, as it helps me specifically whenever I'm feeling down or I'm struggling to even get out of bed sometimes, or even just struggling to do smaller tasks. Getting up and going and working out and getting my blood flow, and it really helps with my mental health. It sets me up to go back to whatever I was doing before, and I feel like I have a clear mind and I don't have the current stress. It makes you stop thinking about all the issues you're dealing with in the day. And I really feel like it's beneficial in that everybody could benefit from even exercising, which comes to working out, could be small exercise such as just walking, or just getting up and moving, and not just whenever you're feeling stuck or something, or you're feeling different thoughts, instead of just sitting there in those anger or sadness or whatever you're going through, it'd be more beneficial just to get up and talk about it. Um, so inclusion, the mental health, distress, and suicide prevention intervention. So for this grand challenge, I think it should be talked about locally and nationally, as it is a very important topic. And um, what suicide is very apparent in everywhere, and everybody could be dealing with it, and you may not even know it. Some people won't even make it apparent that they're dealing with suicide until it's too late. And it's just important to see the small things that people show, and so that you could take the right steps to be there for them and to help them through it, and to provide the potential aid that they need to succeed and live a happy life, instead of hurting themselves or making uh, potentially bad decisions for their life, or taking one's own life is a possibility. And if you could stop that and save a life, that's something I think we should all try to do. Um, so I think that all these different strategies that I've talked about today in my speech could be very helpful to people dealing with stress, anxiety, or potential suicidal thoughts. And I think that being there for people that we care about is extremely important, and that we should always try to help this issue as much as we can, because saving a life sounds like a great thing to me. Thank you for listening to my speech.